Fifth appearance the following year. First down, getting helicoptered on it. It's a great play.
All right, moving on. Super Bowl 24. Remember this? Hall of Famer Joe Montana leading the 49ers to a 55-10 win over the Denver Broncos. He was named Most Valuable Player and became the first quarterback in Super Bowl history to win three Super Bowl MVPs.
That was the one where he saw John Candy in the crowd, right, on the last drive, and he told everybody to kind of take their attention away from the magnitude of the drive. Hey, isn't that John Candy? You don't even know who John Candy is?
John Candy?
Okay, you look. Yes.
Take some of the pressure off. Nick is a young man, so he doesn't really know.
I know John Candy.
You looked at me like I said John Candy.
Yeah, I just thought it was an odd reference to make, but I knew who he was.
I thought it was a famous Super Bowl story.
Have you met Gottlieb? Super Bowl 41. Devin Hester started the game off with a bang. His 92-yard touchdown was the first opening kickoff returned for a touchdown in Super Bowl history,
This was a great return, but it kind of makes me think about the impact that Mecole Hardman can have on this football game. In that return game of the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe in Dave Tobe as a coordinator. He was with me in Philadelphia. I think that he has some plan on special teams for a trick play.
I just remember Lovie Smith having to defend his starting quarterback on Super Bowl Sunday, right? Rex Grossman is my quarterback.
Oh, was that when Lovie Smith said, "Isn't that John Candy?" Oh, that was before that. Time now for us to go viral. Here we go. 42-year-old Tom Brady will spend this offseason deciding what his future will hold, which has Patriots fans sitting on the edge of their seats. Luckily, Tom put everyone at ease yesterday. I jest. He actually did the opposite, tweeting this cryptic picture, which basically set the internet on fire. Jets safety Jamal Adams weighed in on the conversation, responding with, "Please, leave the AFC East." Understandable, of course.
After further inspection of this picture, I've now determined he's walking out. That foot on the right-hand side, you see it, you walk, someone tweeted this, they're right, heel to toe, not toe to heel, so he's walking towards you. If you're walking away, his foot wouldn't look like that.
Okay,
he's walking
Matt
like the Zapruder film.
All right,
He's walking towards where he's going to sign the contract.
Okay,
back.
well, maybe
he's walking towards Kraft, who was like taking the picture.
Who knows? I'm just saying I was a little thrown off by what appeared to be a watch on the left-hand side of his photo. He wears a watch on the left hand that makes you think he's walking in, but then when you see the foot like that, maybe he switched up the watch, maybe it's a bracelet, maybe it's like a band from a club like Doug had on earlier. He's walking towards, out of the stadium, walking towards the photo.
All right, we have a lot of hours left in the show to overanalyze.
And it's important to give people information.
You're absolutely right, and they have it all now. We haven't had an NFL game since the conference championships on January 19th. So to say we can't wait for the Super Bowl on Sunday might be a bit of an understatement. Coverage starts Sunday 1 p.m. on Fox. We've been previewing the matchup all week long live from Miami, but it is time to go on record. Nick Wright, who wins this game?
The Kansas City Chiefs win this game 34-26. I appreciate that cheer. My Chiefs fans behind me. We have never seen the Chiefs offense truly stymied by any defense if Patrick Mahomes went into the game healthy and if Tyreek Hill was on the field. Last I checked, Patrick Mahomes is healthy. Tyreek Hill's going to be on the field. In fact, the Super Bowl will be the single healthiest the Chiefs have been all year long, even healthier than week 1 when they had some offseason injuries coming into it. The only contributor from the regular season who will not play in the Super Bowl is Juan Thornhill, who got hurt in week 17 of the year, the rookie safety. If the Niners are going to win, they are going to have to get into the 30s, not the 20s, the 30s. I say 34-26 Chiefs.
You know, I'm going 35-30 the 49ers. And there's a couple of different reasons why, but the biggest reason is that they have multiple ways to win the game. First of all, offensively, they can run the football successfully, and they can do that. They'll continue to run it. There'll be another 8-pass games by Jimmy Garoppolo. But I also believe that Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy G can find a way to throw the ball successfully. And we're talking about one of the best game planners in the game in Kyle Shanahan. He uses shifts and motions to kind of fool the defense, make their eyes, kind of be messed up and not on what they should be looking at. And I just think that Jimmy G can get it done. The other way they can win the game is the defensive side of the ball. 27 takeaways in the season, 6th best in the NFL. They're the 2nd best team in pressuring the quarterback. They can win on the defensive side of the ball. In all the games that the Kansas City Chiefs lost, they had a turnover, either a fumble or interception. I think that's something that the 49ers are going to look towards getting, and they're going to try to get the possessions down from 12 to 8. If they make the Kansas City Chiefs only have 8 possessions because they're running the ball well, the 49ers have a great chance of winning this football.
We've been following this thing a long time, right? Like my whole childhood, I remember watching blowout Super Bowls. And then as we've gotten older, we had the first time we saw Tom Brady, it wasn't really about Tom Brady. It was about the greatest show on turf, right, against the Patriots defense that wasn't introduced individually. Remember, that was the first time ever. Here are the New England Patriots, and they all come running out, and TV's scrambling because they had all this time built up. From that game, the modern NFL was kind of, the old cliche is in fact true. Defense wins championships, okay? It is, in fact, darkest before the dawn. The tough do get going when the going gets tough. And whether it was Seattle and New York against the Denver Broncos and Peyton Manning and 50 touchdowns, or the New York Giants against Tom Brady's undefeated team, when that front four can get into the backfield, there's very little you can do, because eventually they will rattle even the best quarterbacks, even the Bradys, Aaron Rodgers looked scared. Okay, Aaron freaking Rodgers looked scared, looked completely out of sorts in the first half against this Niners defense. I believe they win. I believe they win because they acquired Emmanuel Sanders, great midseason pickup. I believe they win because Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt last year, which allowed them to draft Nick Bosa and Deebo Samuel, 2 game changers. They are the only team in the NFL with the type of speed the Kansas City Chiefs have and the front four to get after Pat Mahomes. He won't be terrible, but he won't be perfect, and you got to be perfect to beat this Niners team.
I mean, defense wins championships except for the years it doesn't, right? Like when Atlanta and New England, and Atlanta's great offense jumps out 28-3, and the New England's great offense comes all the way back, or Philly and New England, where there was no defense seemingly played in that entire game, or in the year that Aaron Rodgers actually did win the Super Bowl when they were playing a superior defensive team in Pittsburgh, and yet Aaron Rodgers gets them out 21-0 because of the overwhelming offensive performance on that side of the football. But the one other element here that you mentioned, the 2001 Patriots, and you're right, that game wasn't about Tom Brady in real time. We now look back to it as the beginning of his legend, because he leads them on the drive to get the field goal. Sometimes, not always, sometimes sports works in almost perfect story arcs. Tom Brady's career, now that we know how it's closing, it's perfect it started like that. Patrick Mahomes has been the best player in NFL history through 35 games. Nobody's ever had a better, at the quarterback position, opening 35 games. His 36th game is not then a Super Bowl loss to Jimmy Garoppolo. His 36th game is being the best player on the field, having a near-perfect performance, continuing the near-perfect performance he had in these playoffs, leading his team to a championship. At least that's the way I see this game
it's
going.
funny, though. You point out those games. Let's go back to Atlanta. Tom Brady was rattled. The Falcons should have won that game, and it was because the Falcons could get to Tom Brady without blitzing people, right? That was one of the games you read. Even the Philadelphia game, okay? No, the Eagles did not make the Patriots punt, but they did turn the football over, including that's how they stopped the Patriots on the Patriots' last drive. Again, I'm not saying that this is, this is one of those old school Niners runs roughshod over the Chargers in the Super Bowl. I'm saying in a game in which all of us truthfully don't know, because these are two probably the best teams in football, right? The best offense against the best defense. And I think the Chiefs have an improved defense, and the Niners have an interesting offense that has some pieces. We just don't have enough a sample size yet on Jimmy G to know exactly what he has. I'm saying that you get to the quarterback one time at the opportune time, and I think that's how this Niner team is built.
Do you guys want to know who I'm picking and why?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm picking the Chiefs, but let me tell you why.
Okay.
Can anyone even fathom what my week will be like sitting next to him if the Chiefs don't win?
Oh, Jenna.
What my family life is like.
So you're rooting for it because you have such deep felt care and respect for